of the defendant could have very well ended my playing career.
I didn't say anything because it was a white man at my door coming for my black son. That's why, okay? Now, let's get that together.
Here's the question. Who hit whom first? You are suing your ex-fiancé.
Object. I was never this man's fiance. We met, we went to a restaurant. He said, would you marry me? I started laughing at him. I thought it was a damn joke. This is my first time meeting you.
Plaintiff Jack Shao says his basketball career dreams were almost derailed by the dangerous behavior of the defendant. He's suing for $4,500 for property damage. Defendant, Lameek Herkel, is crying foul and claims the whole case is a scheme to squeeze him for money he doesn't owe.
This is case number 224 on the docket, Shao versus Herkel.
And welcome to all of you. Let's see what we have here. We have the plaintiffs, Mr. and Ms. Shao. You are suing the defendant, Lameek Herkel, for $4,500 for car damages. Okay, let me hear your side of the story first, and then I'll get to you, okay? All right, go ahead.
Good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm here. I'm a basketball player. I just graduated from Binghamton University.
Oh, good.
I'm looking to pursue my career in basketball either professionally, either here in the States or overseas.
Yes.
And the reason I'm here this morning is because the actions of the defendant could have very well ended my playing career. Here's how it happened. We were involved in a 3-car pileup, leaving the Binghamton University campus, driving eastward on the Vestal Parkway towards downtown Binghamton to our off-campus house.
I
My
tell you
teammate
what, we have a diagram of this.
Yes, sir.
Let's, if you would go to the board here, I'm going to give you a chance to do that as well. So let's start here.
So we're going on the Vestal Parkway East, and now the way the Vestal Parkway works is it's a series of lights, and then it turns into a stretch of highway.
Got it.
So this is the last light before it turns into the highway.
Yes.
So the car in front of me is driving, and the light is transitioning from green to yellow to red.
Yes.
I'm anticipating...
And here we go. Here comes the car.
Yes, sir.
You're the red car.
The second car, correct. I'm anticipating them going through the light. They end up stopping abruptly. I stop abruptly, and at that moment, bang, hit from behind. All right.
Okay.
The momentum of the
What were the weather conditions?
It was cold. There was snow on the ground.
Okay.
There was snow on the ground. After the impact, my teammate, who was right in the passenger seat, I get him. Are we okay? Everybody's okay. End up getting out of the car. Check with Lameek. He had a young woman in the passenger seat.
Yes.
He's asking everybody okay. Yep, we're okay. The lady in the front gets out. She's pretty hot. She's pretty upset. Her and Lameek are kind of having a heated discussion.
Okay.
She ended up calling the police. He comes, tells us to get in our cars, right? He fills out the accident report.
Okay.
I have a civilian accident exchange form that he gave me, if I'd like to present that as evidence here. That was given to me at the scene.
Yes.
And the police officer told me that he ticketed Lameek for rear-ending, and he was the at-fault driver, so he gave him a ticket for the accident. That's why his name is listed first on the civilian accident exchange form.
Got it.
And then my name should be second.
Yes.
And then the woman who was also involved that was in front of me is third. So that is what happened at the scene of the accident.
But if you look...
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. Please let me finish. Please let me finish. If he was insured at the time while he was driving, I would have received compensation for my estimate and my damages of my vehicle through his insurance. I have an estimate there from the Ford dealership that shows how much damage was caused by this accident to my car. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have pursued Lameek. And quite honestly, ma'am, did I not...
Okay, no, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll keep to the point.
No,
I have
you're doing fine.
I have a letter that I received here when I tried to file to receive compensation for my damages that he was no longer insured. I have a letter here from Progressive that says, we were notified of an accident that occurred on January 10th, 2019. The insured policy's number was canceled effective December 5th, 2018. Therefore, at the time the accident occurred, when I was hit from behind by Lameek, he was not insured. So the only way that I could go and get the money that I needed to fix my car was to sue him. I have some pictures here of the damage that I took.
Yeah, I'd like to see the pictures of the damage.
Okay.
That's the front of your car.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there you go again.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a picture of the damage to the back of your car?
Yes, I do.
May I see that, please?
Yes. So as you can see here with this picture, the frame of my vehicle was kind of crushed into. So as you can see, this is the frame right here. You see this part right here, how that's pushed forward? right near the tire.
All right, now, if you would like to state your case, and then you can go up to the board as well, okay?
No problem.
All right, Lee.
I just want to start off by saying, Your Honor, he's suing the wrong person. He should be suing the lady that was in the front, the one who stopped short on the yellow light. And this is why. So it was me, my mom, and my girlfriend. My girlfriend was in the passenger seat. My
Yes.
mom was in the back.
Lameek's mother was not in his car at the time of the accident. I went to her apartment looking for Lameek to track down his insurance, and I ended up going to her apartment because the wrong address, which is listed on the accident exchange form, was not where he was living. I went in, knocked on the apartment, showed up to her apartment, and she did not even know that he was in an accident. We had to call him and track him down.
I didn't say anything because it was a white man at my door coming for my black son. That's why. Okay? Now, let's get that together.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so green light, as soon as it's gonna turn yellow, she stops hard at the yellow light. Her stopping hard makes him stop hard. After he stopped hard, that's when I stop hard.
Yes.
So his story is saying it was a domino effect. What actually happened is that it was a pileup. After the situation, I got out the car, I spoke to Jack, the lady in front was heated. Once I got out the car, Jack apologized to me, explained to me it wasn't my fault, it was her fault. He said that in words, she stopped short at the yellow line, so he had to stop. And I was behind him, so I got it too. So that's the front of my car. That's the only damage.
Got it. Now let's show his car again.
That's the front of his car. That's his damage. Now the lady car. Anybody see any damage?
No.
Bottom.
It's
Bottom left.
on
Bottom left
the
bumper,
bottom
slight
left,
crack.
she has a crack.
I'd like to see the damage estimates because that'll tell me how much you get.
My whole thing is, Jerry, I want to know one thing. Okay, so the first car in the front, she stops really hard. Boom. Then he stops. Boom. Then he stops. I want to know why is it that the damage is in the back of the left side of her car, but on the right side of his car, his whole thing is on the floor. Then on the back, on the left side of his car, it's a crack. So she got a crack on the left side, he got a crack on the left side, but on his car, it's the whole front end is on the floor, on the right side. The evidence and the accident is not adding up to me.
The damage that I have on my car is not enough force to cause his accident.
The general rule is when there is a chain reaction crash, the last car in is the one that gets the ticket. And usually that's the case because there's not a police officer there at the time of the accident.
Right.
And rather than get into all of that and guess and hear 20 people yelling at them, what they do is the last car in is the one that gets the ticket. Here's the only question, and I'm going to use my grandson's cars. His name's Richard. Let's thank Richard. Okay. You had the SUV.
Correct.
Right. You're in the middle. And we'll say the woman that was hit from the back and got upset, she's the one that stopped quickly at the light. And then you're coming up from behind. Here's the question, what this case revolves around. If the plaintiff hit the car number one first, then most of the responsibility is on car number two. If, on the other hand, you hit him first, knocking him into two, then you're responsible for the whole accident.
Yeah.
So the only question I have to figure out is who hit whom first. So either you're going to wind up paying all of it if you were responsible for the whole thing, or if he hit the car first and you just, because of the bad conditions, slid in him, you would only be responsible for the damage on the back part, not for the major part of the accident, because the major part of the accident was caused by two. Based on the look of the damage, it seems to me unlikely
Doesn't add
that
up.
he hit you hard enough to cause that much damage. And based on that, you will pay some of it.
But the rear frame of my car is the most expensive damage on my car.
I'm looking at what, and these estimates are good because they clearly separate
The damage.
the damages are. And when I look at the rear body and floor and the overlap of what you said, the frame, that comes to, and you're my mathematician here.
Way ahead of you, Judge.
Oh, look at you. Put 135 $687, and $722.
You got $1,544.
I find for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,544.
I didn't want to cause any trouble for him anyway. I was just trying to get what was rightfully mine. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but it is what it is.
He can't put my son at fault for nothing because it was both of their, as a matter of fact, it was all three of their fault. So I feel like, it was a lot of irrelevant stuff that he was saying, and it made no sense, but I feel like the jury did a good job. Judge Jerry did an excellent job.
After 60 years of searching, plaintiff William Wilson thought he'd finally met someone to settle down with. But when things went south, his dream girl turned into a nightmare. Defendant Nico Helm claims the plaintiff is a low-down liar and a straight-up cheater, and she doesn't owe him a thing.
This is case number 187 on the docket, Wilson versus Helm.
Okay. We have the plaintiff, Mr. Wilson. You are suing your ex-fiancé for $2,086.
Yes, I object. I was never this man's fiance.
Okay, we're going to hear that. Okay, you are suing Miss Nico Helm for the value of an unreturned engagement ring. And
There wasn't even an engagement ring.
Okay,
This was a
well, I'm gonna
promise
give-
ring. I object again.
Okay. Noted, 2 objections. And I'm going to start with him, and then I'm going to give you a chance to tell your side of the
Okay,
story,
Chair.
okay?
All right.
All right, we got your objections right here. Okay.
Judge, I'm 60 years old.
Yes.
I have never been married before.
You've never been married?
Never.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
That's why you made it at 60.
Yeah, right.
No. No.
That's not right, Sheriff.
No, I've been married 45 years. Best thing in the world.
So, I met this woman and I
Come on
thought she
in.
was the love of my life.
Hey, no comment.
I thought she was the love of my life, my soulmate.
How long did you know her before you gave her this ring we're talking about?
A day.
We met online and we talked for several weeks, month or whatever.
Online, but you hadn't met her in person yet?
No. So we met, we talked on the phone for hours. We had the same ideals, philosophies, desires. We had so much in common. We liked the same music. So we met, and we had already talked about like getting married and
No, we
things like that.
On the internet?
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
And over the phone because we had the same desires. We both wanted the same thing. That was what made me attracted.
I would
to
just
her.
think, I may be old-fashioned, but I would just think if you're thinking about marriage, you kind of want to have met the person in person first.
we had
Oh, you're
feelings.
talking-
That was our desire. That
I
was
see.
both of our desire to find someone and get
Now,
married.
when you met the first time, where did you meet? What kind of play? Was it a...
I went to her house.
Oh, okay. You show up at her house in Toledo.
Right.
Okay.
And everything was good.
You said, holy Toledo. Jeez,
Yeah.
huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I met her. We had already kind of fell for each other even before I got there.
Yeah.
So when we met, it was just like everything was just roses. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? So we went to the jewelry store just to look at rings
How soon after?
the same day.
You show up at her house.
The
She
same day.
is like, wow.
Yeah.
Is that when you proposed to her?
Yeah, the same day.
Will you marry me, you said.
Yeah.
And then you said, I got an idea. Let's go to the jewelry store and I'll get you an engagement ring.
Yeah.
You a lie.
Okay.
That's crazy. I just met you.
Ma'am.
Okay,
Judge-
now let's hear your side of the
Okay,
story.
we met on POF. We was talking back and forth
What's that?
over the it's
That's a
a
dating
dating
site.
app. He talking to me. It's a
Plenty
dating
of
app.
fish. Plenty of fish. Got it.
It's a dating app. He came to my house.
Yes.
We met. We went to a restaurant, and then that's when he asked me. He said, "Would you marry me?" I started laughing at him.
Yeah.
I thought it was a damn joke. This is my first time meeting you.
Yeah.
So then we went to the mall, walked
Yeah.
around in the mall, he said, I'm for real. So we went to this jewelry store. I'm still thinking he playing. He said that, well, would you marry me again? I said, well, we'll get a promise ring. It's a promise ring, friendship ring, meaning later on we're still together, not no damn engagement ring.
I wouldn't buy nobody a ring for nothing. I've been around 60 years.
It was a promise
I've
ring.
had many women, still got many women. So that's why.
And that was another case too.
Yeah,
He's a
okay.
cheater, he's a liar,
All right.
he's a
So
deceiver.
he
invited
bought
me
you the
to-
ring. Are you wearing the ring?
I'm wearing the ring. Y'all like this ring? It's a beautiful ring, ain't it?
Yeah.
Ain't that pretty? You want to see that, sweetheart? Look.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's
man.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so then
Oh,
after
that's
that,
good, yeah.
he asked me to go to Florida.
See what?
Yes,
He's supposed to be my fiance, right?
yes.
He bought a plane ticket with the wrong damn name. So we supposed to be engaged.
Wait,
You're
wait,
supposed
wait.
to know my name.
The
You
name
bought her
that
a
she
ticket?
gave me.
Nah, I didn't give you that name.
The name that she gave me was on the ticket.
So the airline obviously says, I'm sorry.
Correct.
Right, so
Correct.
what
So
happened?
then what happened after that? He gonna say, well, I don't think you're gonna be able to go to Florida. Was gonna leave me at the airport.
Well,
and like I told
this
him,
is-
if
this
I'm
is
not
your fiance.
exactly.
Is it a penalty for perjury?
The only thing this lawsuit is he is suing for the value of the ring that he gave you because, that you're wearing. If he bought you an engagement ring, that is what we call a conditional gift. So if for any reason the engagement is broken, then the ring goes back because it was given on the condition that you guys would get married. If, on the other hand, it was just a gift because you guys were dating, he really cared about you, then that's a gift and you don't get it back just because you don't get married. And what is this?
This is evident. This what it says
you
on
pa-
here, the engagement ring.
That's what rings are. We went to the jewelry store.
No.
We
All
went to the
rings are
jewelry
not
store.
engagement
We
rings.
were not engaged. I just met you. You bought the ring the same damn day.
Okay. How much did you pay for that ring?
It was a $2,000 ring, but
How
I
much
got
did-
it on sale for $5 something.
$524. I understand you have a video.
The video would dispute all her claims that we were never engaged, we weren't gonna get married, and all that.
Okay, let's
so
look
when
at
you
his
see
video
that,
I got
you
first.
can
video.
just go ahead and rule right then.
Trying to get it together to be a beautiful bride for you. I love you. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you.
That was later on.
She just said she wanted to be a
It was
beautiful-
later on. I didn't say we was getting married right then. This was a promise ring for later on.
Okay,
it was
but
still
right
a
there,
gift.
What does
right
that
there,
mean?
you're
What
on
does that
tape
mean?
saying,
You want to be a beautiful bride. What is that?
Right.
Yeah.
I do.
If we didn't have no intentions to
I
get
do.
married, why would
Okay.
you say that?
now here's the deal. He was talking about, I want to marry you, let's go to the store. That was his intention. Now, if you don't agree with that intention of the ring, then you give it back. Or he gets the $524 he paid for it. Your choice. Are you willing to return the ring to him?
No.
You don't want to marry him,
No, I don't. And he ain't getting this ring.
okay?
I see you just.
I find in favor of the plaintiff the amount you paid for that ring, $524.
Excuse me,
He
Judge.
done. He done.
Judge, what
he
about
made
the
his
other-
ruling. He done.
Man, I dodged a bullet with this knucklehead here. Good grief. Woo, thank you, Jesus. Woo.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
She just proved herself. You know, she just proved herself and her self-worth in there, so.
He is a liar. He's a cheater. He's a user. And he even said it. He has plenty of women. So I get to keep the ring.